I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Hey, Father Fish. Hey. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Oh, glory. Silliness. Well, I'm getting a plan together for the YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
In terms of what videos are produced and how to produce them. I'm going to do I don't know what to call it exactly. I guess it'll be a series, but I'm not going to put a number on it. It's not going to be limited, but it will be stories of Father Fish and his fishy family. It'll be about. I haven't got a name for it yet. It'll be about the shop.
That'd be fun.
And the people in the shop and what's going on in the shop. I think what I'm going to do is devote half a day a week and have the entire staff focus on putting that video together, like on Wednesday afternoon. And then we'll get Ryan to edit it and see if we have anything worth watching. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a chance to meet some really amazing people. We've got an incredible staff here. And to get a sense of what goes on in a fish store, what really goes on.
Yeah, what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, how the staff react, how they treat each other, and how they treat customers. If they're customers, then we'll include them in the video. So make it a fun kind of time.
Yeah.
And do it as a story format. So there'll be some real information and maybe even some real drama. It's a kind of a tank approach, that
Mhm.
sort of thing.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of episode of Tanks. That's actually a really good show.
Yeah, it is. But probably not so much focused on installation because that they did installation.
Yeah.
And we just sell fish in bags.
Mhm.
So
But you can
that's
focus on the fish care, how you build the fish tanks, how you care for the fish tanks, how Brenda's the fish whisperer and they'll go right up to her hand and eat out of her fingers.
right, like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to do. I've got to get the staff on board, and that way we shift responsibilities for who the cameraman is, so everybody gets to be in the picture.
Yeah.
Everybody gets to be in the show, and that'll be an important part of it. That everybody is in the show. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people here. We have 5 people on staff. Sounds incredible for a little shop. But the reality is we're doing 150 orders a week that we ship out. And that's really a big job. That takes a lot of work. Jared Gollins is here. Hello,
Hi.
Jared.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to give an update on the koi fry,
Oh,
nice.
cool.
and let me see if I can switch the camera here.
Do we lose him?
Yeah, we'll get him back in a minute.
Oh, awesome.
Showa and Shiro Utsuri koi. So they're a black-faced koi, but I did ship out my first batch on eBay.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
These are ready to start shipping, even at this size. They can ship at this size. So
Oh, yeah.
where you see yellow, that will eventually turn red. So in most cases, so for Showa, you're looking for the yellow, white, and black, and then Shiro Utsuri are just black and white. But they get like this back and forth checkerboard pattern on them. You can kind of see one.
Oh, they're wonderful.
That
Here.
they are.
Wow.
Yeah, so these are the ones that I have to start culling when they're 3 days old,
Right.
based on whether they're yellow or black fry.
Wow.
So, with your permission, I'd like to post a link to if people want to buy some of these. I have them available for purchase on
Yeah,
eBay.
absolutely. I want to buy a box full.
What'd you say?
I want to buy a box full for my shop.
Yeah. Okay.
Can
All
you
right,
do
yeah,
a,
these are,
can you do like a box lot?
yeah, and I do have volume discounts available too.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, these are bred from an. I'll show you the mother. Give me a second here. Uh-oh, I got a couple babies in the net still. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Okay.
That happened.
Yeah. Hold on just a second here. I'll show you the mother. She's a really beautiful Shiro Utsuri from Omasako Koi Farm.
I think
Oh, it froze. I hope it picks back up.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll
I'd
come
love to
back.
see the mother.
Can you see her?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is the mother. She's a young
Beautiful.
3-year-old about maybe 17 inches long.
Now, what did you breed her to?
I bred her to some Showa and also a Kohaku male from Dainichi Koi Farm.
Wow.
And I think that's why I got so many Showa. And I also got some Hi-Utsuri, which are the ones that turn out to be orange and black.
Right.
But I want to show you kind of a prime example of what I got, if I can find him here. Let me see if I can. This is kind of a tank that has some of my special ones in it. I have to find it. He's kind of hard. He's mostly yellow and black. Let's see, did I get him? No. Okay. But I have one in here that was just an absolute specimen. That but
So how did you learn about koi?
I had an interest in them when I was back in high school 20 years ago. Um, and my parents, I built a pond in my parents' yard, and then life happened, and I, went about my own way, and then I was renting for a long time, so I didn't really have any opportunity to do pond stuff as a renter. But here's one. Here's one of the ones I just saw the one that I was telling you about. But anyway, but there's one in here that just has an absolutely stunning black and or red and yellow and black pattern to it. But um, I'll have to find it later. But
It
yeah,
may be called.
yeah, they're hard to catch. It's hard to see with the filter running with all the bubbles. But
Right.
those I have some more that are smaller like it. But I'm gonna keep that particular one and see what happens with it. But it has that kind of diagonal black pattern through the head and everything. Just kind of textbook for that variety. So,
Wow.
but yeah,
My mom.
so some of these will be all orange and black. Some will be red, black, and white, and some will just be black and white. So,
Wow.
yep.
That's some very nice koi.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, do put your link up.
Okay. Okay, we'll do.
I love your setups too, by the
Thank
way.
you. Yeah, it's very primitive, but the green water helps the color develop. So we keep it green.
Absolutely.
I do use sponge filters to keep it somewhat free of the waste. So you just have to, because I'm feeding really heavily to get growth. So, but yeah,
I love the use of the water totes as ponds. I love that. I've actually got a water tote that I'm working to convert into a pond. That's pretty cool.
gotcha. Okay. Well, my wife is calling me for dinner, so I need to get going.
Nice, Jared. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
a
love the
great fun.
setups. It was.
I'm looking forward to that. I've been needing to get koi, and I did not want to buy them from a wholesaler. I wanted to get them from a breeder. We do have a young man here in town who's breeding, but he doesn't have much of an operation, so he doesn't have a lot. But Jared's on his way. I mean, he's doing some
Definitely.
pretty incredible stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's producing potentially very high quality fish. And these are fish that could easily sell for thousands of dollars each at like 6 to 8 inches, 10 inches. It's all the body structure and the color pattern. And he knows how to pay attention to that and how to develop it. I really appreciated the comment that the green water helped improve the color of the fish. It's a remarkable thing to realize that crystal clear water is not particularly healthy for fish. It's not necessarily unhealthy. It's certainly not toxic, but it is not optimal for fish. So there's a natural struggle, I think, that exists between the fish keeper and the aquatic environment, in which the aquatic environment is trying to do one thing and the fish keeper is trying to do another. And there is a conflict there. I see it and I feel it. I have 40 or 50 tanks set up in my shop, and they need to be clear. They can't be cloudy, murky. I can have tannins, and I do in a few, but frankly, not many. And I don't have old yellow water, at least not very much. Most of the tanks are crystal clear water. Now, they don't get that way. I was going to say they don't get that way naturally. That's not necessarily true. When everything is balanced and the biological load is low, the water will be very clear. As the biological load increases, there are more organics in the water necessary in order to maintain the biological system, and it will become, let's just say, discolored. It may be a bit murky. It may look a tiny bit milky. Now, the critical thing, and it may turn green. Green water is the healthiest possible water for tropical fish. It does not exist at all times and in all places in the wild. It's a rather rarefied condition. It happens in ponds, rarely, if ever, happens in moving water. It happens when the biological load gets high enough that the existing plants and algae in the tank or in the environment are not able to adequately pull those nutrients out of the water. And a single cell algae will float in, it'll land, it'll make a meal for itself, it'll create a friend, and then they'll create two friends. And before you know it, the water is green with them.
Mm-hmm.
They then become food for a whole host of critters in the tank. They're food for macroalgae, for macrofauna.
Mm-hmm.
All of the Daphnia, the rotifers, the scuds, they all eat green water. They eat that single celled algae. Snails will eat it as it coats stones and rocks. Baby fish will eat it.
Oh, they love it.
Shrimp will eat it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a natural food for almost every tiny thing in the tank. So if you have green water, do not dismay.
Right.
You have the healthiest condition you can possibly have. It simply prevents you from seeing what's going on very well.
That it will. But it's a wonderful food source, especially if you're raising life bearers. It's invaluable.
Years ago, I had a little fish room, tiny fish room, and I had angels in it. And one of the tanks went green with a pair of angels. They spawned in it. The babies thrived. It stayed green for months. And I didn't try to change it. I think I was curious to see just how it would affect the fish. And the babies thrived in it. It was perfect water for them because the green water was feeding what they were eating. It was feeding the micro and macro fauna. So to such a level, excuse me, now I feel better. To such a level that there was always adequate food. And that's really the key to raising baby fish. And you saw it with these ponds. They're full of nutrients. And so the babies are eating all the time, which means they're growing they're growing optimally. When you lose your babies, you lose them more often than not because they starve. And the reason they starve is because they're really not on a once or even twice a day feeding schedule. When they eat, when a baby fish eats, within a matter of an hour or so, that food is completely processed and turned into energy and turned into growth. So the fish is sitting there then, an hour after it's eating, totally starved. And if it goes another few hours after that, it could die of starvation.
Yeah, easily.
Now, that's less true with live bearers than it is with egg layers. And the reason is the live bearers spend longer in utero. Egg layers spend 1 or 2 days ostensibly in utero. In other words, they spend about 2 days developing in the egg before it hatches. A live bearer will spend a month or more. So when it's born, it's already way ahead of where the egg layer baby is when it's born. That egg layer baby, that neon baby or angel baby or other cichlid baby, has a long haul to catch up. The larger ones, larger cichlids, like the angels and many of the Central American cichlids, are voracious eaters. And they'll find food. If you've got anything in there at all, they're going to find it. They do better because they're better eaters. They're less demanding in terms of their diet. Fish like baby neons require a microscopic food. And very often, it must be a live food. For example, the baby Nemo, the clownfish, the little saltwater goby, when it's born, it is born from an egg and it immediately goes to the surface. Now, in the ocean, many fish, the yellow tang is a good example. The yellow tang they get big. They get maybe a foot between like 18 inches across. They get really big. We see them this size in our tanks when we see them at all. I think they're unavailable right now because Hawaii has put an absolute ban on harvesting them, and they're only available in Hawaii.
Wow.
But when they spawn, they go out into deep water, out into the open ocean in very large groups of just hundreds of them, and they group spawn. The eggs rise to the top, and within a day they hatch. Now, the top 1 to 2 inches of water in the ocean is the richest in terms of life, biological material. It's the richest place in the ocean. There are many, many baby fish. If you go through that with a net, just the top surface, and look at it under a microscope, there are countless baby fish, little tiny, what look like shrimp that are lobsters and crabs and other invertebrates. There are countless tiny animals feeding on that culture, that microculture, right there at the surface. And then they stay there for months until finally they get big enough. They begin to go down looking for places to hide or looking for larger sources of food. But that surface is a constant food supply. Now, if you can figure out how to do that, and it's not impossible to do, green water is a secret for being able to do it. If you can do that, you'll be able to raise fish successfully. The farmers in Florida, when they hatch egg layers, they'll hatch them in a bin. They'll take like a fish, but these are egg layers that scatter their eggs, like the tetras and the zebras and those kinds of fish. They'll take a box, like a fish box, put 3 to 4 inches of water in it, and then lay a piece of mesh, cloth mesh, like petticoat cloth, like a material that you might make the undergarment for a dress from, a lace, a fine lace with very tiny holes in it, maybe 1/8 of an inch mesh. The eggs fall through that and are protected then from the parents. So they'll lay this in, they'll put 3 or 4 or 6 or so fish in that above the net, leave them alone, not put food in, nothing, for 2 days, maybe 3 days, usually 2 days. And then they'll go back, they'll pick up the net, dump the adults back where they were, and they'll watch that tray, that box. Once it hatches, once the eggs hatch, they give them 2 days to come up to the top and start swimming. At that point, they have prepared one of their ponds, usually with suey mash and other organics that very quickly grow microculture. They have killed off everything in the tank, in the pond, and then they have put this mash in, which creates huge microculture, immense, dense microculture, into which they dump these baby fish. And that's it. They really don't do another thing. Within a month to 2 months, they begin harvesting. And they'll harvest fish that are nearly an inch long, 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch long for most of them, but harvestable size. It's a fascinating process to watch and to see how these baby fish survive. Now, what's interesting to me is that they've got these fish out in open ponds where there are all manner of predators, not just birds and snakes and turtles and frogs and so forth, but bugs, all kinds of bugs, all kinds of things that live in the water will come into that, and they're just at that point playing a numbers game. They don't try to get rid of them. They don't try to scare them off. They just let it go, and they harvest maybe 10% of what they put in there. So if they put 1 million eggs in, they're harvesting 100,000 fish. At 10 cents a piece, that's $10,000. If they've got, this is where you get rich on paper talking about fish ponds.
Right.
100 ponds, and you're cranking them all out. That's 10 times, 100 times 10,000. That's 2 more zeros. That's $1 million. You become a millionaire in one season. Now, of course, the reality is altogether somewhere else.
Right.
To do that kind of harvesting would kill a strong man. It would just be devastating. And to hire the people required to make it work, well, they're all being driven back to their home countries. So that we're losing those who are willing to work for $1 a day, or 10, or 20, or 50, or 100.
Right.
Really? That's part of the problem. The other part of that's one of a number of issues. Another issue is, who do you sell them to?
That's a good issue to address.
There are wholesalers who will beat you down on price if they think you're stuck with them. So you'll wind up selling for 10% of what you wanted to get just to get rid of them. The market is not an infinite market. You have to bag and ship to be able to reach a wider, even a wholesale market, which means you then have to have a facility, and you've got to have people in that facility. So that $1 million gets whittled down and whittled down.
And pretty fast.
Pretty fast, right. Even a $500,000 operation, you can go broke real easy, just doing a minimal operation. And if you fall under in terms of your volume, you go out of business. There's no hope. So I used to work for a man who had a big farm, and he was a classic fish farmer. I mean, he knew all the tricks. It was really fascinating to watch. Ultimately, he went into the real estate business and sold his farm off in a quarter-acre lots. He had about 100 acres, and he was getting 10,000 per quarter acre. He became wealthy
Right.
by selling his farm.
Yeah.
That's a long story. All about green water. What do we have? Adam's here. Hello, Adam. Yeah, fish breeding sounds as profitable as horses. That's right. It's exactly the same thing. The only difference is it's 100,000 guppies as opposed to one horse, but the consumption and labor involved are probably about the same, as well as the risk factors. Just one more thing with the green water with the koi ponds. He talked about culling day 2. Culling day 2. That means that you're looking at your hatch and determining from the hatch, as soon as they come out of the egg, which fish you're going to put time and effort into growing out and which you're not. A black fish, a black baby, and this is really interesting. A black baby, generally will not thrive and will not survive very long. And it has to do with the toxicity of the color. What are they called? The color, the minerals, I guess. that go into making up the color. They tend to be toxic, so that's why there are not a lot of black fish, because it's a difficult color for the fish to be able to retain and sustain its health. Now, there are black angels, to be sure. They are not the result of breeding a long line of black angels. That deteriorates very quickly. By the second to third generation, they're basically worthless. You have to breed back in healthy stock, white stock or marble or some other kind of stock in order to maintain the health, and then you select from that the ones that you want to grow out based on color initially. There's a fascinating animal that most of us have seen. It's the blue Dempsey, the blue Jack Dempsey.
Mm-hmm.
Remarkable fish, beautiful fish. It did not exist prior to about 20 years ago. There was a farmer in Brazil who was raising Jack Dempseys, and he noticed in the brood spawn there were these little tiny black fish that scooted around on the bottom and died off. And he got curious about them, so he started pulling them out and spending time with them, raising them up. And that's what they were. They were these beautiful blue Dempseys, a very weak strain of fish. Now, that's been built up over the years. It's stronger than it used to be, but it's still a weak strain of fish. They're slow growing. They don't get nearly as big. They don't live as long. They're harder to spawn, harder to keep. And that's why they're fish that were born with very weak genetics, which we somehow found to be something beautiful as we help them grow out. So, what do we got? Sergio. What's Sergio say? Recent discovery of the channel, please, for the content. Well, thank you. Very nice. Very nice to be with you, Sergio. Jacob is here. Let's see what Jacob's up to.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
How are you?
Doing
Oh.
good. Look, here out today.
He's been chopping away. Look at this.
Look, he's out today.
Oh, well, yeah, he is. He's
look
telling us, hey.
Climbing around. Yeah, mine
That thing-
started doing that.
That thing got big.
Yes, he did.
He comes up sometimes and just sticks his head out of the water just to breathe, and then he'll go back submerged fully.
Well, they want to get out and make a mud tunnel where they will be able to safely shed. Barring that, they can do it in the tank, but they're not as safe if there are bigger fish around that find them when they're soft and can't defend themselves. So they
Right.
tend to climb out of the body of water they're in when they're ready to shed, and they will dig a tunnel down to the water's level and a little deeper, so that they're actually sitting in water down in that maybe 6, 8, 10 inches deep tunnel. And they'll shit,
Nice.
and then when they harden up, they'll come back out and go back down into the pond. It's a protective device that prevents them being eaten up. when they shed, they release a hormone that the fish pick up on, and the bigger fish will go looking for them because they know if they can find them, they can eat all their fins and bite them in half and make a scrumptious meal out of them, which gives
Right.
them joy because this is an animal that's been snapping at them and beating up on them and making their lives otherwise miserable. So they get to get back in them by eating them whole.
Well, I've actually, this is the first time that I've actually, because I've tried it before and it would tear everything up. It would destroy my creatures in there and it would dig. And this is the first time and the longest time that I've actually had an invertebrate and like that, a shellfish like that, not destroy nothing. Like, I mean, my loaches even push at it sometimes and it won't even show no aggression towards anything. It won't even clamp anything.
Can you
And
get
I
up real?
think
I want to look at
I
it
I
real quick.
perfected the system and bringing everything proper to that system for the systems to be properly managed. And I believe that's why every single thing I have is actually working that's not
Look
supposed to be in here.
Get your camera right up tight on it. I want to see it really close. Yeah, it's a female. That's the difference. The female is not nearly as aggressive as the
Oh,
male.
good. So I got a female.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
The male's claws will be 2 to 3 times bigger.
So is she full grown?
She's big enough to spawn. If you had a male, they would spawn, and you'd wind up with a lot
Wow.
of babies in there.
They would become aggressive, wouldn't they then?
Well, the male will be. The female never is aggressive.
That's pretty cool.
She's actually really clean too. You see that? She's really clean normally coming out of the mud places. She's really dirty.
Yeah.
He's even allowed me to go in there when she came up top. I stuck my hand out. She felt it with her little feelers, and then she walked up on me, and I brung her out of the water and sat her right
Nice.
in front of my nose. And I
Nice.
stuck my nose and actually smelled her whole shell, and it actually just smells like just water. It just smells very little fishy, which means that she's actually in a healthy environment because there's no fish smell to nothing.
Yeah, she's pretty clean.
Yeah, she is. That's
Nice.
really neat that she's not aggressive like the
cool.
male.
Right. That's fun. Thank you, Jacob. That's great fun.
Look, you can still see the tannins slightly. I really do appreciate the tannins. It really does make a difference.
Yeah. Bye
But,
for
but
now.
thank y'all. I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Jacob. Oh, and Joey has a question for you.
Sure.
Do you
I
have
need
to work?
change the text.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
think-
sure how it got changed.
I did that,
Oh,
but I'm finding it hard to read.
yeah, it is
That's
kind of hard
weird.
to read.
Where is text? Somewhere here is text.
Let me look
Theme.
around
It's
and see.
a font. Okay. Let's see how that looks. That's better.
Hey, that's way bigger. I like that.
You're right. You're right. You have to worry about aggression if you have a large group of angel, but no, not with a large group. And is inbreeding an issue? I would say not. It's not going to be until you hit the 3rd or 4th generation. And then you'll begin to see fish with one pectoral fin or bent fins or other kinds of anomalies. But you rarely will see that before that. And you probably won't. It's rare to do that kind of line breeding in angels. It's only done when you've got something so remarkable that you just try to keep it. But typically, people who have those understand what it takes to be able to keep it. And you've got to bring new genetics in every couple of generations in order to maintain the integrity and the strength of the fish's genetics.
And then we've
There's
also got
more
a super
aggression. You'll see more aggression if you have two males and a female. There, you'll see serious aggression there because the dominant male will wail into the subdominant male, particularly if they're in breeding mode. If the female's in breeding mode, the dominant male is gonna, whereas if it's a group of fish, that aggression gets distributed across that entire population. Their fish are not quite the same as chickens. Close, but not quite. Chickens will all gang up on the weakest one.
They definitely will. They do
Everybody
that.
will beat up on the weakest chicken.
Mhm.
Fish don't do that. Not quite that way. If there's a weak fish, it will be able to survive by living at the perimeter of the colony. Here's another great story. The Tanganyika cichlids. The shell dwellers, some of the shell dwellers get large. They get 2 to 3 inches. And the male will pick up shells and move them around. He'll build his harem by bringing in a pile of shells for the females to nest in. And that'll attract females that come in. He'll breed with them and build up this harem. Well, there's a group of young fish that as they grow up, the males, when they just are beginning to develop their sexual organs, will gang together. Now they're small. They're less than an inch, half inch, 3/4 of an inch. They're much, much smaller than the dominant male. And the area that they're living in could be an acre or more of these shell beds, just pile after pile after pile, with thousands of fish, hundreds of thousands of fish living in this huge colony. So this population of juvenile males will gang up and become a marauding, like a biker gang. And they will race into a little pile of shells, pretending to be females, darting into the shells, breeding with the females, and then darting back out and taking off. It's like a gang. They come in as a gang of these little tiny guys who look harmless. I mean, they look like females, and more often than not, the dominant male doesn't pay much attention to them as they come in, but they're doing it dirty.
Right.
And they're getting away with it.
That's too funny.
Amazing. Shell dwellers.
Shell dwellers are a pretty interesting fish.
They are. I've got one tank with them. Cinnamon brought me a bunch of them about 6 months ago. I've got about 15 to 20. They're just getting big enough to begin spawning. So we're kind of hopeful. They're doing real well. She also brought some of the Julidochromos. Now, the Julies are probably the prettiest of all of the African cichlids, I think. They're basically black and yellow, but they're yellow with black patterning. And the patterning varies checkerboard to stripes or whatever. They're elongated. They don't get big. The biggest I've seen have been 4 inches. And I've only seen them that big once. There's Cinnamon now. Let's see what she's got to say for herself. Cinnamon.
You there, Cinnamon?
Yeah, hold on.
She's trying to get her camera.
I know how that goes.
If I can get it, hold on. Let me get this. There we
she-
go. Well, you were mentioning the cell dwellers.
Oh, look at them.
Oh, cool.
Now those have some pattern. That's a different one than you brought me, isn't it? Or is it? Is that the same species?
Hold on. Okay. Now it shouldn't be echoing. Here is those black ocellatus. That's the
Yeah.
female right there. You get close enough for you guys to see.
Very pretty. Look at the blue.
And then we've got a male over here. They're digging underneath these caves, and he's got a big gigantic hole there. So I'm keeping an eye on it so they don't take and collapse in on them.
Yeah, right.
Now the thing that I wanted to show you is they have produced at least one baby.
Oh, nice.
If I can find him, he's very oh, there, right above the rocks. You see it? Can you see it? He is tiny though.
Yeah, I think I see him.
Right there
Oh,
above.
that's him.
Oh, yeah.
He's been going into the little caves under there. Looks a lot like my Maltese.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
they're not. I was surprised because they're not really. They've only been here for a short period of time, yet they're already
Well,
spawning.
nice.
Then we have. There we go over here. My room's a mess. I was away for
Well,
a few days visiting my mother, and
are you
Oh,
going
nice.
to Shella, Cinnamon?
what's that?
Are you going to Shella?
Yes, I will see you
Cool.
guys there.
Yeah, wonderful.
Actually, my husband, it's our anniversary, and my husband's taking me there for my anniversary.
Oh, nice.
That is cool.
So I'm like, really? Are you sure? Because we were going to go down to the Outer Banks, but it hit the same time, and he's like, well, we could switch it around, and he did. So,
Nice.
but here's the Catapuncus, the ones you gave me.
Yeah, the one
Or
you
the
gave
one I
me.
bought from you.
Yeah.
They are hanging out near this one shell. So I'm
Oh.
hoping that means that these two here have bred, and she's being very aggressive towards the others when she didn't before. Funny thing is this one here, she kind of hangs by herself. And even though there's a male here, or 2 males, she really hasn't picked either one of these males.
So I guess she's not egged up. They're not ready. What do you think? What are you feeding them?
Bug bites.
We've got a new food. I need to get you some.
Yeah.
It's
And there's one of Christian's beautiful bettas.
Oh yeah, there's
Does
a
The male. They chase him, but he does not try to attack them. He stays up in this corner over here. You can see
right.
him there. I should cut back some of these lotus stuff, but I kind of like having, the pads for them to be They like to
Right.
hide under them.
Yeah, put a female bed in there.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
he's real pretty and very calm.
Yeah.
He doesn't try to. I've put a few females with males, and they just don't seem to be doing anything yet. So I'm like,
I-
okay. These guys have gotten real pretty though. They got blue. Their bottom fin has got blue. I'm trying to get under this. There we go.
oh yeah.
Blue when they flare, they're so gorgeous. For tiny little guys, they are pretty.
That they are.
I gotta do something about my steck endlers too, because look at these guys.
Oh my.
I've got a million of them, and then there's a bunch of adults in there. So
You bring a few hundred when you come down
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, I may have a bunch of guppies for you here in the next few months. Because
I always have had a guppies.
yeah, I heard you say that. I've got the endlers, the guppies. Oh, I've got ones the Japanese blue double sword guppies.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a million of them, and once they get big enough, I'll let you know. I've been trying to hold back and let them actually grow out more than I have been when I sold you the others.
Japanese guppies are amazing.
Yeah. And this one's here, just a holding tank, a grow out tank for some of my multis. They're getting big enough to dig holes, I noticed. And then my daughter, we have the koi guppies in there, and my daughter put a bunch of shellies in here when I wasn't the shells. She thought they needed shells, and the next thing I know, I've got, and they don't seem to be having an issue with being in there. They seem to kind of like it. They're climbing all over that rock in the back in the cave.
Oh. Well,
But when they get,
they
what's that?
stay themselves.
What's that?
They pretty well keep to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, one just went over that rock there, and they seem to be enjoying themselves and they're not messing with any of the plants yet. But once they do, I'll know they're ready to start breeding, and I'll move them back into, because I'm working on that 40-gallon Lake Tanganyika tank.
Oh, nice.
A 40 breeder, and I'm gonna put multis in one corner, then way on the other side put the Catapuncus and then the black ocellatus. So kind of give them space, but so they can have, and I'm going to have rocks in the middle with the princess cichlids. I'm hoping I got 3 of them, so I'm hoping maybe I'll get a pair and breed them. And then of course we got our angels. This one's gotten really dark. The tannins in this one get really, but we got 4 of them. They're kind of taking, this one's different than the others, but they all came from the same place.
Some beautiful angels.
And with bettas, of course, running around, but there's also, here they are, the triple red.
Oh, that's
Triple red epistos. They like staying down here. And then I have the, which I'm surprised he hasn't come out. They all think they're going to get fed. So they're here. Even these guys come up, and
Too cool.
they like to come up. But there is, in the back, you can see some opal gouramis. The female had died, so I got him a couple. They're younger than him, but I got a couple more. So yeah, they're like, oh, you're not going to feed us.
I've only spawned them once.
What's that?
I've only spawned the opaline once.
Yeah.
They're fish.
He once made a nest and there was eggs in it, but it was in the tank with others. And by the time it was done, they were all gone.
Yeah.
Now, and then my bettas. Now in here, I have actually one of those alien bettas. He usually hangs out down here. He hasn't really bothered the females. He hangs down in the darker, all the detritus, and comes up once in a while, but he pretty much does what I thought he was going to do, which is kind of lurk.
You got some of that Walmart wood there.
Yeah. And it's
Nice.
got a nice cave down in the bottom now that things have grown out a little. It's very hard to get plants to grow in this because of the darkness.
Right.
So, and then one last thing is the multis. They are doing a sand war you wouldn't believe.
Ooh.
All right. Now this one does have a female betta and male betta in here. You can see her right there. That's Opal.
Yep.
She just kind of does her thing. And then over here, you can see, can you see him right under the,
Yeah.
Yep.
that's Flynn Rider.
Up.
He's a Dumbo. He's really pretty.
The Dumbos are pretty.
I thought he was going to do a what do you call it? Nest, but he hasn't yet. Now here's the girls. And see what they're doing?
Now you
Spitting
got stone.
each
right?
side. What's that?
That's stone. That's not shell. Correct?
Now in the back is stone. This is shell. Yeah. I have some golden Julies in here. And once when I take these guys out and put them in the other one, I'm hoping they spawn. See the head coming out?
Yes.
I believe they're Goldens because they have from what I've researched and stuff, they have all the markings of a golden Julie.
Right.
Oh wow.
The well, no, the Marley has the checkerboard one. These have the stripe down the side. 3 stripes down the side.
Your notice.
And they're really golden color. All I've seen is it says golden Julies. Julie, the Julie Chroma, whatever. But these guys, and they kick up so much of because I did originally put dirt in the bottom. You can see it's all mixed in together.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be bothering
No,
any
I've
of them.
heard that happen, and it rarely is a problem.
Yeah. I mean, they pull up the plants. You can see over here, I used to have a whole bunch of, like sage and other stuff, but there they are. They're definitely due for, there's a bunch of them that are adults that I'm going to take to the clash. I'm going to take them and some others to the clash and do some trades and see what they got. So,
Oh, that'll be
When
fun.
is the clash?
that is the 20.
Those are, I'd like to get some of those. If you could hold some of those for me.
Okay. Yeah, they're getting quite big. There's some on the top that I'm hoping to find a few of them more. And there over there, you could see a Julie sticking its head out to.
I see that.
She basically isn't part of they pair up. So she's by herself. So she lives in the rocks here, but she loves to interact with the multis babies, not the parents. She runs from them, but she'll take some of these half-grown ones and they'll swim around playing basically.
Oh, that's fun.
But so yeah, I'm hoping to and there's Opal. She's one of my more friendlier ones. She likes to be patted and held and stuff. She's ready to breed because I think that means there's eggs there, right? When they're fat in the bottom here.
Yep, you see her egg spot.
And he doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm like, come on.
Really?
They make some pretty babies. But
They would.
But yeah, basically these are the multis. And like I said, it's more crowded than I've ever had it because I've let the younger ones grow up quite a bit.
Nice.
And I could see some females already in there. I'm gonna choose a couple and then the rest, if you want some, Lou, I'll bring some. And then I've got the clash coming up. I'm not gonna do a table. I'm just gonna.
I'm not sure we're gonna make the clash. We're making a major commitment to go to Aquashella.
Yeah.
Taking my entire staff. Everybody's going.
Yeah, you said that. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody.
That's
It's
fun.
really funny.
The males coming over like, what are you doing?
Right.
So nice. Yeah. I'll let you guys go, but I thought I'd show them off now that we're getting results from them.
Very nice. Thank you.
You guys have a good evening.
You
You
too.
too. Bye for now.
Bye.
Nice. Wow.
She definitely has a nice collection of fish.
Yeah, and she just got started a couple of years ago. She's only been doing this a short time. And it's just been amazingly successful. But it's been doing the deep substrate, I think, pretty much from the beginning. So it's given her the ability to have very stable aquariums and very healthy aquariums right from the get-go, which then has allowed her to be able to do some of the remarkable things she's doing. Quite a woman, amazing hobbyist.
Looking forward to meeting her.
Yeah, what do we got here?
Well, we got a couple of questions starred.
Sure.
Okie dokie. We got one from Beta Great Lakes.
I shall read it. Well, they may simply be juvenile. You may have to wait for them to mature. There is something to feeding carotene and other color producing foods, algae among them, that does make a difference to feed the colored foods. The predominant one seems to be carotene. This new food we have, the flake and the semi-frozen, are both very high in carotene and in amino acids, which also help with color intensity. It's got a lot to do with diet. So you want to feed quality. You can do it with raw vegetables. You can feed shaved carrots, for example, or other kind of raw vegetables, and that'll make a big difference. We have not put the frozen food up for sale yet, primarily because we haven't figured out how to keep it cold.
That's gonna be
Once we get
difficult
that
during
worked
shipping
out,
during the summer.
Yeah, well, the summer's impossible. I
Right.
think we'll be able to do it this fall. And it's something we'll be able to ship in the winter.
Oh yeah, now winter I could see it working really good
That
then.
would be nice.
Mhm.
Do something productive in the winter for once.
Yeah, but in the summer, especially the way this heat wave's been, I'm not sure if there is a way to keep something frozen cold.
Yeah, well, you'd have to have very, very thick styrofoam.
Maybe dry ice. I don't know.
Yeah, dry ice would work probably. It tends to get too cold, but
Mm.
it probably would work. You can't ship with dry ice.
Really, I didn't know that.
You know, the medication is shipped with very like 2-inch thick styrofoam and packed heavily in ice. And it holds up for 2 to 3 days. Our boxes hold up. The ice holds up for 1 day. It's not good beyond 1 day. So we need to re-examine that and figure out what we probably need to do is start buying boxes. Unfortunately, they're expensive. It's a couple of, it would add $2 to $3 to each shipment to be able to do the better quality boxes. But it may be that it's really worth doing it. We just kind of look into that. It would certainly save us doing all the cutting and prep work involved in creating the boxes, because that's lots of hours spent every week doing that. and that's a cost. So we'll see. We'll look into it. We need to do something to be able to keep that ice. If we can keep the ice cold for 2 days, we're getting now delivery in 2 days routinely.
That's good news.
There are failures, but 99% of it's being delivered in 2-day air through UPS. And that's actually working out pretty well. Excuse me, working out pretty well. I'll get it out in a minute. What else you got?
Okay, we've also got.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. So,
Well, it's got it spelled wrong, but it's a bacteria. It's a particularly voracious bacterial infection. I used to treat it by removing every fish that's had any sign of it, and basically calling it until I stopped it. Because it has to go through a cycle to pass on to the next fish. So if you can catch it at the beginning, get that fish out of there, it won't have time to spawn and create new problems. However, there are a couple of things. We do sell some medication for it. This kind of brings up another issue, which is things like hole in the head and fungal infection. Generally, when you have those, what you're faced with is a bacterial infection that is on the surface, the skin of the fish. And it is enormously easy to treat. You do not treat it by putting medication in the water. That really does not treat it unless you get it so strong that it'll kill everything else. It'll kill all the microfauna. Rather than do that, remove the fish with a net, get out your tube of neosporin, and dab the infected portions with the neosporin and put the fish back in the tank. And that bacteria will be gone day 2. It's amazingly effective. We've done it with goldfish that had huge, big wounds, like big wounds, nickel-sized wounds. And it treated it and healed it. We've done it with fish that were being absolutely decimated by bacteria. Treated it and it worked. It kills the bacteria instantly. And that's really all that's required. If you kill the bacteria, then the fish are able to get enough mucus out to protect themselves from the invasion of more bacteria. The bacteria comes in typically during an injury, immediately following an injury, before the fish has been able to kind of seal that over. The bacteria will get in there. So you need to give it a chance, and the antibacterial ointment, any brand will do, I expect, works. By the way, we were looking for it here the other day. Here, Brenda's listening, and we couldn't find it. We wanted to treat. We have a buffalo, a buffalo cichlid that has some wounds on its forehead. Looks like the precursor to hole in the head. And we wanted to treat it and we couldn't find it. Looked all over. So I don't know where it is. We need to get more, I guess. It's the sort of thing we need to have 10 or 15 tubes all over the place.
Definitely.
Wherever you are, you can grab one. It's cheap enough to do. Why not do it? Why depend on having just one that has a tendency to get put somewhere else where nobody else can find it.
I know how that goes.
Yeah, really.
We also have a question for from Darbwire.
Good quarantine time. Okay. As a quarantine tank, yeah, that's fine. You can treat it if it's a quarantine tank. You can treat it as any other tank, which means feeding and so forth. A hospital tank, you don't want that way. Hospital tank, you want it to be as sterile as possible and do constant water changes on it to keep it sterile. You can even use something to sterilize the water, although I haven't recommended that. A little bit of salt is typically all that's required to achieve that. But yeah, that's fine. That sounds great.
And then we've
It
got
could be a fully developed tank, your quarantine tank, so long as there are no other fish in it. What else you got, Dina?
a super sticker.
Oh, thank you, Katrina.
Thank you.
Very kind of you. Appreciate your generosity. Thank you.
That's all the questions that I've got stored for right now that I could catch on there. So I'll be right back.
Yeah. Nitrofurazone. Yeah, we use nitrofurazone. Let's see. Huh. Sailor Red. Stan and I won $14 on Powerball. Went to the local fish store and spent 42, so we came out ahead. Right. $28 ahead. No, $14 ahead. Darwin, when I have a tent, this is fun. Quarantine time, empty file. We just did that, didn't we? That's right. Oh, well, all right. What are we doing? Let's see. That is fun. We bred in some wild hybrids. I don't know. Generally, the bettas live until they get something wrong with them. I've had them live for 10 years. That's long enough for a fish. Why you'd want to keep it going beyond that, I'm not sure. The question is, would bringing new genetics and wild genetics improve the strength of the animal? And the answer is probably yes. So it would certainly be worth doing. I don't know that anyone is doing that. I don't know that anyone is crossing wild splendens with cultured fish. That's interesting. I'd have to talk to some friends in Thailand about that. They would know about that. I'm sure they are. I mean, where they're wild caught, any farmer worth the salt is going to bring wild culture in and see what it can do. So I think it's reasonable to assume they are. Let me get this camera down a bit. A bit. someone go down. Honestly. Trevor has a mind of its own. Here we go, flipping the camera again. It ain't cooperating. Look at that. I turn it down as it moves itself back up. It's got a memory. It wants to be where it won't do it. It won't let me. That's funny. No, leave me alone, it says. I'll take what I want to look at what I want to look at, the camera says. You can't make me, the camera says. I take a hammer to you, I'll make you.
You must be talking to your camera because that's the way I talk to my camera too. And mine doesn't have a mind of its own completely.
It just, there, I got it down a little, I think. No, it didn't. It's right back where it was. Honest to God.
It has a mind of its own.
I think it's mindless is the problem.
Hey, usually when they name something a smart device, it is.
Yeah, right. Why do you think they call it smart?
Probably because it doesn't have any
smart about it.
intelligence.
Oh dear. So the big push these days is AI.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. We've got a bunch of anti-AI purists out there who get very wrothy whenever anything is posted that involves AI. Oh, I won't work at that. That's stupid. That's as though somehow it were a vulgarity. Well, here's what's happening. AI is becoming so dominant that there will not be anything produced that does not include AI. It'll be impossible because it's infiltrating into every single aspect of electronic life.
Oh, it is.
Every single aspect. We're not going to keep it away. What we need to do is learn how to use it maximally and get the most out of it. It's a brilliant breakthrough in technology. It's one that too many people have taken offense at, as though somehow watching something without it is preferable to watching something with it. I mean, you look at it's interesting to me. We did a series of, I think, 2 animated cartoons, very early AI stuff, and they were absolutely brilliant. They were funny, they were interesting, they were enormously creative. They absolutely flopped. 2 years later, they've got about 5,000 views. I mean, they fell off the radar. They totally disappeared. And they are some of the most expensive, best quality work I've ever done or ever paid to have done. And it just died a cold, terrible death, which demonstrates to me pretty conclusively that the quality of a video has nothing at all to do with its popularity or with its effectiveness on YouTube.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I've been testing that theory myself, and yeah, the weirdest things will get more views compared to something that's serious. It's really strange.
I have one 60-second short 2 years ago around Christmas, year and a half ago. And it was a clip from a live stream where I was talking about a woman who wanted to get rid of her snails. And I just kind of was poking fun at her and doing it in voices. It got more than 1 million views.
Mhm.
It drove my channel from 100 to 300 or nearly that, 250,000 subscribers. That one video did that.
That's
I have
wild.
nothing. Yeah, it's great. And now it's gone. It just it's off the radar. It's not doesn't even come up anymore. I have another video, only one, that Luke put together and made me insisted that he be given absolute control over its publication, which I agreed to, and he did it. And it's 2.5 million views. Biggest video I ever had. It continues to get 2,000 views a day after 2.5 years.
That's impressive.
Wish I knew why.
Right? That would be a secret that would be nice to know.
Wish I knew why. Oh,
They're
there are
trying to figure out that algorithm's wild.
yeah, crazy. Well, we're kind of under the gun because we're topical.
Mhm.
We're in a little tiny category within a tiny category within a tiny category.
Mhm.
So we're lost down here in a pit that's so deep that we can't see, that nobody can find us
Right?
unless you go looking and hard looking at that. Hey, Mirakai is here.
Hi.
Hi there. Got your mic on? Your mic is here. There we go.
Hear me?
Yes.
I'm the person who asked the question about the Epistylus, and I just got out my Neosporin and I treated my pet up.
Okay. That's fine.
And he seems to be okay. He was a little annoyed with me, but he's better. But I just found you a few weeks ago on YouTube, and I am so thrilled. And I switched my tank completely 2 weeks ago to with your substrate and your plants, and everything was going wonderful. Just this little episode here, so I'm trying to solve it naturally. I don't want to add any chemicals or medication.
Well, you can take them out and treat them in a hospital tank. That way you don't have to put medication in the tank.
I'm trying to
That's
get
the best way to do it. And with the Betty, you can do that in something pretty small because they're an air breather. They're not depending on air dissolved in the.
Yeah, I just put the medication on him, the Neosporin. Should I take him out and put him separately?
No, see how it goes. See how it goes. It should clear up.
Father Fish,
Yes.
did I lose you?
What?
Yeah, I just put the medication on him, the Neosporin. Should I take
Can you hear me?
Did I lose you guys?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you now. I hear
Okay.
you now. I'm sorry about that.
That's no
you're
problem.
doing-
It's
you're
just the
doing
internet
fine.
connection.
You're
Should I
doing
take
fine.
him out and put him somewhere separate?
No. Let's see how he does. You got treatment
I
on
think I'm
him.
losing you again. I'm sorry.
Turn your TV off.
Yeah, I think I lost. I'm sorry. I don't hold you up.
Can you still hear
I'm
me?
hearing you.
Oh, okay. I hear you guys. I just need
Oh,
to
awesome.
put him someplace separate for the time
You
being.
do not need to.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. That's all I needed to know. How
If
long?
it gets worse, then you can do that.
Okay. Perfect. I'm so happy with this. Let me tell you, I'm so happy I found you. You're amazing. I watched so many of your videos. I can't stop watching them. And hopefully everything will be successful. Then I'm going to start another tank.
Wonderful. It's looking wonderful.
It
Thank
is.
you so much. Thank you. I'm a gardener outside. So now I'm gardening in my fish tank. And I
You
love
bet. You
Isn't
bet.
it fun?
You bet. Absolutely.
Love it. Love it. Okay, folks, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear, that's nice. What does this blue mint say? Oh my. Good luck with that. Oh,
Gonna be difficult.
oh my. Hmm. Here we go. Yeah, I think that's the biggest single concern is in the field of art and graphics. Literature too, for that matter.
Yeah, it's pretty good at it.
I think what it will do as we live with it, we will discern its lack of animation. And by animation, I mean living spirit,
Mm-hmm.
because there is no living spirit in it. And I think we're not adequately sensitized to that condition.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that happens intuitively, like with a piece of art or literature. We intuitively like it, but we don't know why. We don't know what it is about it that strikes us. But it's that living spirit. It's that connection that we get with the author or the arts. And there's a very direct connection there that does not exist with AI, because with AI, there is no artist, there is no author. There's just the composition of material put together electronically. So there's no living spirit in it.
That's a really good point.
I think, frankly, as we live with this, we will learn to discern that. A lot of people are claiming they already can, and I think they're probably right. I think they probably are. I've noticed, particularly with writing, because I do a lot of writing. If I ask, and I haven't done much of this because I really don't want to, but if I ask AI to create something, it'll be technically on target,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be cold.
Yeah, it will.
It won't have humor in it particularly.
Mm-hmm.
It won't have spirit in it particularly. It won't be personal. So ultimately, I don't think the artist is in trouble at all. Now,
Hey, that's good.
a lot of contemporary art will go by the wayside because, frankly, it's trash. There's a lot that passes for art that's just trash. It's not art. It's not anything really. It's nothing of any value, and I think it's promoted purely as an exercise in how do I want to say this? An exercise in indifference to genuine artistic sensitivity. It's I would rather buy a landscape painted by an elephant, then some of this paint splashed up against a canvas. That
Yeah.
one can splash paint against the canvas and do it with enormous creativity and character.
Mhm.
But to act as though somehow something that has occurred randomly has aesthetic properties that go beyond its immediate appearance, that reach into the soul in some way, I think that's nonsense. And maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe it's just soulless
Yeah.
and intended to be. Maybe it's art done by those who have no soul, who are not in it for the soul, who have no sense of I've known artists who would spend months working on a single product. In fact, I had a friend. He he was a professional artist. He painted wildlife,
Oh wow.
and he then um, submitted these for stamps, but also made lithographs that he sold at fairs. He would spend 1 month painting that picture
Wow.
and then make a lithograph and begin selling it. But that 1 month was 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week for an entire month. And he was a very talented artist. So what he produced had extremely high quality. He gifted me for a very small price with a substantial number that or gifted the organization I was running, which was taken over um, um, violently by some people who had no sense of the value of what they had, and I don't know what they did. I heard they sold them all. I'm sure they got nickels when they're worth. Each of those pieces was worth, in today's money, he's gone. Today they're worth what, 50,000 each.
Wow.
Back then they were easily worth 15 to 20,000 each. I doubt that they got $100. I don't know. Let's see, what's this? Do you know, I went to Haiti. I spent quite a while there, actually, over a period of about 5 years of back and forth, spending months at a time. And I brought back a fair amount of stuff. I've got some here. Um, uh, uh, all of which I still have.
That's cool.
You've seen the sculpture, some of
Oh,
you, the
mhm.
black ebony sculpture of the crucifixion I have in my home. I
Gorgeous.
got that in Haiti. I have a tree of life. I don't know if I can,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I might be able to show you this.
I'm gonna switch around. We can make it big or we can see it really good. There we go.
Let's see.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Can you come up on that at all?
It won't let me make it any larger, sadly.
Yeah,
Got
I
it.
can't identify. I can get a little closer, I think. Oh Lord, if I can stand up, I can. Where is it? I'm at the ceiling. What are we doing?
A little bit lower. There you go. That is beautiful.
Not nice. The painting alongside it is a street art that I got in Haiti. This is called barrel art, I got that on the street too, actually. And there's another little piece down there you can't see very well. I got 8 or 10. I don't think there's anything else here. But I've had that a long time, 20 years or more. It's just real special. So yeah, I appreciate local art, particularly from those who are local artists who are trying to make a living on the street selling their art in like third world countries. Pretty impressive, and very often just amazingly high quality. I've got a couple of pieces. Oh, I see one I have outside. I've got a piece of a girl, a child, just her face with very big eyes. There was an American artist who was doing that some years ago. This is kind of a knockoff of that, but really quite nice. Yeah, that's one of the things. I haven't traveled much, but when I have, that's one of the things I've spent money on is street art. I love street art. Street art, of course, is local artists who produce and have no way of selling it, so they set up a booth on the street so what they can for what they can get.
Mhm.
So it's usually pretty inexpensive. I don't remember what I paid for the barrel art. Probably $30 or something. That was a long time ago, but even so, it was cheap then. Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. I fought that fight in Venice, Florida. I had a beautiful mural. Well, you've seen it. It's the that was actually where'd it go? But anyway, Dude Sweat is up. Hello,
Hi.
dude.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. What you got here?
This is a 55-gallon. I just started like 4 months ago.
Wow, it's growing like a weed, isn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, I just put everything that I had from outside in the pond in here, like
Oh,
all the
no.
plants.
Including snake plants. Honestly, that's funny.
I've had some of them rot, but here, I'll show you if I can. This one grew a pup. It's kind of hard to see.
Oh my!
But yeah, they'll definitely start rooting.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in here, I got just Bloody Mary shrimp and some guppies.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to see with the light.
What is the purple plant at the surface? Do you know?
I am not sure. I got that at the local fish store.
It's pretty.
It is.
They were actually green, so they turned super red. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna make it, but I bought some more and they're just brown, but they were green. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's definitely a nice setup.
Yeah, that's pretty clean. I can show you guys the stuff outside too.
Sure.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I just got home and I tuned in, saw you guys were live. Oh,
Glad you did.
Oh, look at that.
So I have 3 20-gallon barrels and then a 125-gallon insert.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah.
With papyrus.
Yeah, I have the big one and I have the dwarf.
Oh yeah, nice.
The big one definitely grows way faster.
Yeah.
It actually just came in this one little pot. I don't know if you can see that. And it just
Right.
burst out of that pot and grew
Oh,
this
yeah,
bush.
yeah. Wow.
And then back here's the
Bamboo? What is that?
waterfall part.
Yeah,
But we got I think it's like horsehair or something.
bamboo.
I think it's the horsehair something. I'm not sure if it's bamboo.
Yeah.
I even put some snake plant back here.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of pennywort.
Nice.
It's blooming right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it. Oh, and this has some guppies.
Oh, cool.
Oh, pretty.
But this one's just like algae. This one's got pennywort and what are these?
Green water. Right.
I forget.
Oh, a lily.
And then this one's got parrot's feather and pennywort.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it though.
Nice.
So I don't have any father fish setups, but I do enjoy your stuff.
Well, thank you.
I found you like a month after I did my tank.
Ah.
So I already had the substrate and everything, but
You're pretty close. You're getting there. It'll turn into it with all that plant life.
It will.
yeah, it's mostly just roots.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I love how natural it is.
Yeah,
So
shrimp.
it's got shrimp and ram's horn snails, a few Malaysian trumpet snails.
Right. Oh.
So just basic stuff. There's no heater.
Right. Well, the shrimp will take over in time.
Here's some succulents I put in the corner.
Nice.
Just random. Seeing what works.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, good
Keep us
talking to you guys.
updated.
You bet. Appreciate it. Oh, that's fun.
It is. He's doing some interesting experiments. Yeah, that camera's not wanting to listen, huh?
I got it. I snuck it. Snuck a twist in there.
Hey, it worked.
Oh,
we got it's 7:33.
Yeah, we got about 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got a question from Beto.
Ever had a pike killing fish? Pike killing fish. I think so, but it's been a while. We've got some half beaks right now. And we've got some pike cichlids. I'm looking to get a chain pickerel. Pike killifish. Seems to me I have, but I don't remember. I have to look it up. Let me look it up. Pike killifish. Looks like a half beak. Pike top minnow. Wow, pretty cool. Let me bring this up. It's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
That's cool. Betta, Great Lakes says it's a live bear.
What happened? Oh. Why is that there?
Not sure. That should be. Yeah, looking at the screen below in StreamYard, yeah, that shouldn't be the song. That should be the web page you brought up. It doesn't make sense. Want me to remove the song and see if that brings up the website?
I don't know what in the world that is. I don't know. That's. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Let me do it again. What the heck? Huh. Oh, here it is. I've got it here, but it's not coming up.
Yeah, I see it here, but only option it gives me is remove. It doesn't give me an option to add it to stage.
That's weird.
Yeah, when I hover over the song, it says I can add it to stage, but it wouldn't let me. Oh, there you go.
Move it and add it.
That is a really cool fish.
Okay, yes, I get. It's a fish that lives in the Everglades. I think it's invasive. I think it's South American. Can't remember what the name. There's a popular name for it. Let's see if they have it here. Balana socks. I've known it as Balana socks. It gets fairly big. I have had them. They're somewhat problematic. The difficulty with them is they're highly aggressive toward each other. So it's hard to keep even two together. If you keep a pair in a large tank and then pull the female out when she's ready to have her babies, you can grow the babies out pretty well. But once they get full grown, they get pretty good size. They get 6 inches or so. And you can see, if you look closely, you'll see a set of teeth on them that explain why they're so destructive. A fascinating fish. We caught them in the Everglades and brought them back. But had trouble keeping them. It couldn't keep them in smaller tanks and couldn't keep them in large numbers as adults because they killed each other off.
Wow. So pretty problematic fish, huh?
Deep, heavily planted, large tanks. You can do a pair. They're highly predaceous. They will go after small fish. So you got to keep them with larger stuff. They're not a good community fish at all. But they are a fascinating animal. And it's certainly one where it's hard to find them. Nobody really carries them. Neat.
It's a neat fish.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. We get it out of here. There we go. That didn't ruin anything. Much.
Not that we can tell anyway. So hey. Oh, we've got a question from Zach Johnson.
Bubbles building up. You mean bubbles coming out of the substrate?
I think so. I think that's what he means, but I'm not 100% sure.
Bad at all. I don't know why it happens, frankly. It happens sometimes, but not all times. And it doesn't seem to make much difference. It's CO2, carbon dioxide. It's totally harmless. It demonstrates that the substrate is a CO2 factory, which explains why the plants grow as well as they do in a deep substrate tank, because they're getting huge quantities of CO2 without it having to be in the water column where it messes with the pH and the fish and everything else.
He says it's forming as a foam on top. I've never seen a fish tank.
That would be something else. That would be probably algae that's on the surface that's being encapsulated or is encapsulating micro bubbles. That'll form a scum. It's not harmful, it's unsightly. You can deal with it if you have some larger snails like nereids or mysteries. They'll eat it.
That's good.
They'll get up there and suck it off the surface. Shrimp will too, for that matter. Did a water change still getting both? Water change is not going to help one way or the other. It's not related actually to the issue of CO2 in the substrate. Don't do a water change if you're concerned about that, because it's not going to affect it one way or the other. What is Christian talking about breeding?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
A goody eye.
Oh, that'd be cool.
The trout goody eye. Got some from Lucas. I need to contact Lucas and get some stuff from him. I haven't done that, and I need to do that. My problem is I don't want to get 2 or 3 of anything. I want to get 20 or 30.
Right.
It's just prohibitive to do that from somebody who's selling at full retail, because then it's too expensive for me to be able to resell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Yeah, me too.
Question.
I think we're getting down to the wire here.
I think so too.
We're all faded.
Right.
Zonk. Zonking out. Shall we zonk out what's going on in this chat?
Not much.
No, there. Zach Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Aqua Botany TV. That's interesting. Fish orange blind eyes. What is that?
Not sure.
She's talking about you. I don't know.
Don't know.
Funny. All right. I think we'll shut it down. We're wearing out here. Nobody's coming up.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Great to be with you guys.
It has been.
Always fun. Always fun.
As they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
God bless you all.
When the sunlight
God bless y'all.
shines
Love y'all.
upon them, and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishies as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty, feel the warmth of love.
What'd you say? I can't hear you.
My little fishes as they swim about their home.
I can't hear you.
We'll get it. Okay, here's the plan.
Okay.
Sunday night,
Mhm.
we're going to get a big gang of people. I think we can have 8 people up at once.
Can we? That's cool.
Yeah. We'll get a big gang up, and we'll all sing to the theme song.
Okay.
That'd be fun. Love you all.
Love y'all. Bye.
Hey.